What does mindfulness mean to you, and how do you bring that into practice?
Mindfulness is just, to me, being aware of your constant state and feelings. And within a practice, you just want to be aware of how things are making you feel or triggering you, and just coming back within to yourself and having that groundedness and just allowing yourself to come back and then bring your authentic present self back to a client.
Okay. How do you demonstrate self-care in practice?
So self-care is just really big for me with mindfulness, just ensuring that, I'm aware of how I'm feeling and I'm not bringing any external factors, into myself, so things that potentially a client's feeling into myself, or then, allowing my feelings to go into a client and that affecting our relationship and then myself from that.
Mm-hmm. What aspects of communication do you value in the therapeutic relationship?
Well, so starting with active listening, that's probably the most important. So just using positive kinesis, like gesturing, head nodding, smiling, having a really open posture so that they are willing and you do feel present with them. Eye contact is obviously so important, just to ensure that, you are present with them. Facial expression, just like being appropriate with that though, showing, compassion or empathy or smiling within that. And just having respect for their personal space is really big. So obviously a professional personal space boundary, but then being aware of their feelings within that, whether they want to be even further away from you, and then working within that, because obviously we are a hands-on, skill.
Yeah.
So, and then verbal skills, so open and closed questions so that you can be an active listener whilst they're talking to you. Paraphrasing is so important for confirmation and so that they know that you are listening, and just building that rapport and trust. And just verbal and non-verbal positive reinforcement.
Okay, yeah. So what is the importance of the therapeutic relationship to you?
Well, it's obviously one of the biggest factors that there is, and you just really want to have a professional relationship and knowing boundaries. But within that, you want to have a great rapport, acceptance, mutual trust, and you want them to feel comfortable so that they open and don't feel judged. And just assisting the client to welcome help and help themselves, and just providing that guidance. You also really want to be mindful of your own prejudice and triggers, and your opinions, so that you don't bring them to the session.
Yeah.
And authentic self is so important. You want to be present and having confidence in yourself, and obviously self-worth within that too, because they'll really pick up on that, and they're putting their trust in you and their health in you. Yes, and just as I said before, comfortable professional relationship with boundaries. And the mindfulness and self-awareness and self-worth is a big player in all that.
Yeah, okay. So what are your values and qualities and strengths, do you believe, and how will these help you in this practice?
Well, my values would definitely be authenticity, compassion, fairness, growth, having meaningful work, which I feel like this is self-respect, respect for others, obviously, and trust. So you just want to, trust the people that you're working with and stuff. My strengths would definitely be like being empathetic and just being really willing to work with a client, but within that, having that self-care as well is really big.
Okay. So what areas do you feel you still need to develop and grow?
Probably, as I said, I guess self-care, just not putting my all and then going further, just giving it what is needed, and not allowing myself to burn out, because then I can't continue to help people.
Yeah, okay. So how do you bring self-awareness into practice?
Well, this is, I guess, what I need well, not so much this stuff, but coming into session with your authentic self, reflecting on your own thoughts and feelings, strengths, qualities, beliefs, and even your limitations. And within that, you know, really being aware of your inner critic and inner coach. And they're really big, definitely things we need to work on, yeah. And bringing awareness to my mindset is something that I feel I'm quite good at.
How do you bring self-awareness into practice?
Well, just ensuring that you come into the session with, you know, my authentic self and reflecting on my own thoughts and feelings and strengths and qualities. And being aware of my inner critic and inner coach is really important. And just bringing awareness to my mindset so that, you know, I'm not bringing a negative mindset or anything to my client, as it's important to not impact, you know, my ability to be present and mindful with them.
Okay, that was great. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you.